All right, welcome back. So it is Hard Knocks night here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Nationals. My favorite night of the week. You get 80, 85 cars out there all going for 4 positions, and so it should be very, very exciting. It is the Capitani Classic format that we saw on Sunday, and so a little bit different from the prelim nights that we saw the last 2 days. So looking forward to seeing how it all shakes out here. I did today want to look at the top 16 drivers in the overall event point standings that are locked into the A main on Saturday. And we'll show you how they were able to get there with their pill draw, their qualifying, their heat race, and their feature. We've also got their overall points right here on the board as well. And so I thought this would be an interesting video to look at because a lot of people are like, well, that guy, he was the 70th car in pill draw, so his night was over already. He had a bad qualifying run, so he wasn't going to make it. There's a couple of guys on the board that had really bad pill draws and really bad qualifying runs and still able to make the show. Heck, there's even a guy that didn't even run top 10 on the feature, and he was able to make the show as well. So, as long as you can qualify in the top 5 and, your feature goes bad, you could still be up there, which is exactly what one of the guys did on the board. So let's jump into it. We'll start with 16th at Spencer Baston in the Jason Meyers Racing 14. He has 446 overall points, just one more than the guy right behind him that'll be on the pole of the B main, Chris Wyndham. So Baston barely sneaking in there. He pilled through 13th overall, and he has the worst qualifying run of anybody on the board here, 23rd quick in qualifying. And you would think after that, you'd probably think your night is over, but he did not give up and still ran well. The heat race, he finished 3rd, and in the feature, he also finished 3rd after leading a couple of laps. He lost 1 spot in the feature, but still, it was good enough to barely get him into the top 16. So nice job to him. A run this team desperately needed. They've got 2 cars in the show with Cory Day as well. 15th on the board and easily the biggest storyline of the week. We knew there was going to be a surprise guy making the show. Usually, I feel like it doesn't happen on the prelim nights, but it did here this year. I had picked it to be Brenham Crouch, as you saw earlier in the week in that one video, but I was wrong. It was Cameron Martin who was able to be the big surprise this year. With 447 points, he will start 15th in the A main. He pilled through 10th. He qualified 2nd, which was huge. The heat race, though, he did not make up any ground. He started 8th and he finished 8th and was still able to put it in the show. He ran B main. He finished 2nd there. And in the feature, he went +6 to finish 16th overall, which is also the worst feature finish on the board. But that 2nd place in qualifying is what carried Cameron Martin into a feature lock-in spot. Congratulations to him. I am going to try and find a Cameron Martin magnet somehow, some way. I'm not sure if he has one or not. If I told you guys that I had one sitting at home on the front porch that I ordered in the mail and it didn't make it here in time, would you believe me? Because that's the case. I literally ordered a Cameron Martin magnet and it did not come in time before I left for Knoxville, which kind of sucked. But what are you going to do? We'll just have to bring it next year, and hopefully he does it again. 14th on the board, Giovani Celzy, 448 points for him. He pilled through 36th overall, qualified 21st, heat race 3rd, and in the feature, he ended up in the 4th position. So a 36 pill draw and a 21 qualifying. 2 really bad numbers there for Gio Celzy, but he was able to overcome that and put it in the show. His first ever time running with the Clausen Marshall 7BC team, so nice job to them. 13th on the board, making the feature for the 2nd year in a row, Bill Baylog, 449 points for him. He pilled through 27th overall, qualified 17th. The heat race, he went +1 to finish 4th. And in the feature, he started 4th and ended up in P6 for -2. And Baylog, I feel like he was kind of quiet all night long. We didn't see much of him. And here he is in the feature for the 2nd year in the row out of the prelim night with 449 overall event points. 12th overall is Austin McCarl, 455 points for him. He pilled through 41st overall, qualified 10th, heat race 7-4, and in the feature he went from 7th to 10th, a -3, but still a night of overcoming there for Austin McCarl when he pilled through the 41st overall spot, and he was still able to have a good solid lap. And he was 10th in the feature as well. So nice job to Austin McCarl. He is 12th overall on the board. Now, 11th with 460 points is Garrett Williamson in the 23. He pilled through 25th, qualified 15th. The heat race, he went 6-3. And in the feature, he started 4th and he finished 4th for 460 points. He will start 11th in the A main tomorrow night. Now, 10th and also with 460 points is Justin Peck. He piled 40th overall, qualified 17th. The heat race, he went 5th to 3rd, and in the feature, he led laps but ended up 2nd. So he started 2nd, he finished 2nd. A really, really solid run for Justin Peck. Qualified not very good, but was able to overcome that and still be in the top 10 starters for the Knoxville Nationals this year. Now, to his inside will be Kyle Larson. Larson, 463 points. Of course, he was last night's feature winner. He is the worst pill draw on the board. I want to say he was the 5th to last car out to qualify. He pilled 45th overall, qualified 15th. The heat race, he went 6 to 4, and in the feature, he went 5 to 1 to pick up the win. So the qualifying, as soon as he qualified 15th, we kind of knew that he was not going to be on the pole of the Knoxville Nationals for the 3rd year in a row, which, if you ask me, that makes it a little bit more exciting. He's led every lap for the last 2 years in a row. This year, he will have to work for it if he wants to get that three-peat done. So Kyle Larson will start 9th tomorrow night. Now, 8th is going to be Emerson Axim with 467 points. He had a pill draw of 37, qualified 12th. Heat race, he went 6 to 2, and then in the feature, he went 6 to 5th. A solid night all around for Emerson Axim in the KCP Racing number 18. Like I said in Wednesday's video, I definitely underestimated him in that team, and it's nice to see them make the show. Congrats to him and that team. That's the 2nd year in a row of making the A main. Now, 7th on the board is Rico Abreu with 468 points, and so far, Rico is the only guy that all of his numbers are single digits. He pill draw 7th, qualified 1st. The heat race, he was 7th. The B main, he was 1st. And the feature, he was 8th. In the heat race, he only gained 1 spot. So he was having to run that B main. And then the feature, he went plus 13 to salvage. A really, really good points night. And ended up 8th overall with 468 points. And his dancing partner, I guess you could say, Cory Day, was right there with him. They were tied in points at 468. Cory Day pilled 3rd, qualified 2nd. Heat race, he was also 7th overall. The B main was 2nd, and the feature, he was 7th for plus 15. So Cory Day and Rico Abreu, extremely, extremely similar stat lines. I mean, pill 3 and 7, qual 1st and 2nd, heat race both 7th, the B main 1st and 2nd, and the feature 7th and 8th. And they went plus 15 and plus 13 in the A main. So Cory Day, Rico Abreu able to overcome adversity all night long on their prelim night on Wednesday night. Now, 5th on the board with 469 points is Sheldon Hotenshield. He had a pill draw of 32, qualified 13th. The heat race, he went 6 to 2, and the feature, he went 5th to 3rd for 469. An overall solid night there for Sheldon Hotenshield, and he's going to have a good starting spot for the first time in a long time at this race. 4th overall is Brad Sweet. He will join Rico and Cory Day with all single-digit numbers on his stat line here. 471 points for the Big Cat. He pilled 3rd. He qualified 1st. Heat race 6th. B main, he won that, and the feature, he was 8th after starting back in the 21st position. So Brad Sweet gained 2 spots in the heat race. It wasn't enough. Had to run the B, and he gained 13 spots, very similar to Rico Abreu, and was able to get 471 points. He will have a great starting spot on Saturday as well. And starting to his inside, also with 471 points, is Logan Shuhart. He had a pill draw of 33. He qualified 13th. The heat race, he went 6th to 2nd, and the feature, he went 6th to 2nd as well. And I mentioned it in last night's recap that I feel like Shuhart, I feel like he was better than Larson. I don't know if Larson was kind of cruising there at the end, but he was really, really good on the bottom. Nobody else, it seemed like in the top 10, was able to work the bottom as well as he was, and he was good on the top as well. Shuhart, I'm thinking he could win this thing. I mean, he usually starts towards the back of these races, and he starts 3rd. I think he's going to be very dangerous in that number 1S car. Now, to the front row, 483 points for Carson Macedo. He had a pill draw of 18. He qualified 4th. Heat race, he went 8th to 2nd, and in the feature, he went 8th to 5th. So a very good run there for Carson Macedo, and he will be good as well. He's been in the top 5 for the last 2 years in a row during the Knoxville Nationals, and so Carson Macedo, Logan Shuhart, Those are going to be two guys that are going to be up there battling for the win. But first, they are going to need to pass the high point man overall, 487 points for Ryan Timms, who had a pill draw of 16. He qualified third. The heat race, he went 8th to 4th, and the feature, he went 8th to 1st. So very good stuff there from Ryan Timms, and that is a really, really good story. Going into this week, everybody's talking about who's going to be on the pole, who's going to lead all the laps, who's going to win, and it's all about the Outlaws. It's all about high limit. And Ryan Timms says, I don't care about either of those things. I'm a Knoxville local, and he puts it on the pole, and he will be fun to watch. Just a really, really good story. Very similar, I feel like, to Austin McCarl when he was on the pole a few years ago. And so that is cool to see a Knoxville regular start on the pole of the biggest race of the year. And looking at the board, it's Timms, Martin, McCarl are the only three guys that do not have some sort of affiliation with High Limit or the Outlaws. And so three guys in that little faction there able to make the show through the prelim nights. Congrats to them, and congrats to all these guys for making the top 16. And now tonight we'll find out who will start 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th during Hard Knocks Friday night here at the Knoxville Nationals. Make sure to stay tuned later on tonight as we will have another race recap. Appreciate all of your support, and we'll talk to you guys again here soon.